So, my cousin, she went ahead to beg me to help her plan her dream wedding because she knows that I'm capable of doing it. So, when I get everything organized and the event is about to happen, she goes ahead and pops some devastating, bomb shattering news right here in my ear, and I just look at her stunned. I can't believe that she just said that. Let me tell you all about this wedding fiasco. Hey, my name's Sonia. I've been living with my uncle for the longest time. He has a daughter who's almost my age, although she's a bit younger than me, so I call her my little sister. Isabella and I have been inseparable our whole lives. We always stood up for each other no matter what happened. She's been my best friend, and because I'm kind of a loner and antisocial, the only person that I could talk to was her. When we grew up and went to college, it was kind of hard to always keep in touch, because she went away from home for a few years and I stayed at home studying. She promised me that she would be back and that we would be inseparable just like always. I was not happy to learn that she was leaving me behind because I was scared to face the world without her, and I thought that everybody was going to step all over me. I was scared that I was going to stumble and fall at some point, but it's not been like that. Although I'm still a loner, I'm actually able to live without her. She started posting pictures of her with her new friends, and she just started disappearing for days without calling me or replying to my messages, and I was getting so worried. Sometimes she would say that I'm just overreacting and that I'm just scared to be without her, but it's only because she's my best friend and I want to stay close to her just as always. Alright, let's fast forward. My cousin wanted me to meet her boyfriend, and I was ready to interrogate and lecture him about the consequences of hurting my cousin. She then planned a date one Saturday afternoon, and we went out for lunch, and we waited for him to meet us at the restaurant. We waited for almost an hour, and my cousin wanted to give up as she thought that he was not going to show, but fortunately he came. He was nervous, and he broke into a sweat and apologized for being late. He said that he kinda got cold feet, and he actually almost made up his mind to not come meet me because he thought that I would not approve of him and blah blah blah. I must admit, he's handsome. I think my cousin's pretty lucky to have him and he's luckier to have her. They make a pretty awesome couple, and at least I believe in love after seeing them together. I think love does work out for some people. I had fun at lunch, and then my cousin left us at the table and she went to use the restroom, so I had a few minutes to talk to him in private and ask what his intentions are with my cousin. He gave me a pretty genuine answer, right? And said that he was planning on living with, her for the rest of his life. He then asked me for advice on how to plan the best wedding proposal. Well, I was excited to hear that he was ready to spend the rest of his life with her. It made me so happy that I threw away everything in my schedule just so I can plan the best wedding proposal of my sister's entire life. He was grateful, as I was willing to do that for him. He said that my sister was lucky to have a cousin like me, but I think I'm the lucky one to have her, because she's in such a dime, and she deserves all the greatness that comes to her. Update number 1. 7 months since my original post? I've been busy putting together the best wedding proposal. I booked a yacht, and I've been running around to make it perfect for the proposal. I told my sister that I was throwing her a welcoming party, and I wanted to invite all her friends and her boyfriend too. Little did she know that she was going to get the best surprise of her life. It was not easy putting together this proposal, and I thought I was going to pull it off, and I actually did. I made sure to invite all her close relatives and friends, and I did not reveal to her the location because I wanted it all to be a surprise. I felt like I was way more nervous than John because I've been working on it for a month and wanted it to be perfect for my little sister. I was also scared that I might screw up and she might not like it. Well, I was scared that she might have found new favorite flowers and new favorite colors. Maybe what she used to like is not what she likes anymore. It made me stay up all night thinking if I needed to change some things or if I needed to call it off and make it simple. But my sister loved everything that I prepared for her. It was almost ruined as the owner of the yacht demanded for more money because we decided to make it an all-weekend party. It was not a noisy party, and it was just a small come-together with special people in our lives. It was very beautiful, and my sister loved everything. She thanked me so much, and John asked for everyone's attention and stated that he was going to make a toast. He gets up, says a few words before he pulled out a little porch from his pocket. He went on one knee and proposed to my cousin. Isabella could not believe it, and not only that she was getting married, but also because the engagement ring was her favorite ring ever, and also because she learned that I was part of everything. She began screaming and jumping with joy. I recorded the moment as it was the most beautiful moment to be captured and remembered. I was happy for them. When the weekend was over, everyone was tired from all the dancing and the celebrating, so we all went straight to our house and went to freshen up and take naps. A few days later, my cousin came to me and proposed that I become her wedding planner. I told her that I was very busy with work and I may not find time, but she even suggested that she could pay me if that means that I would do it. Well, I couldn't say no because her puppy eyes and her sweet voice managed to convince me. Update number 2. It's been 8.5 long months since the last update, and I cannot explain how I'm feeling right now. After pouring my heart out and planning the wedding of the year for Isabella, she decided that I'm not invited to her wedding. Can you believe her? I walked into her room with the aim of establishing the guest list, and I was excited as everything I had sweat for was almost here. We sat on the bed as we went through the first draft of the guest list. I'd written all the names of her family members to make sure that there was no inconveniences. As we went through the list, she asked why my name was at the top of the list, and I laughed it off as I thought she was joking. She looked at me with a serious face, and I realized that she was being serious. So I asked her what she meant by that, and she tried to change the subject. I got lost in my head as I wondered what she meant. Nothing was clicking at all. We then continued with the list, and she said that she wanted to add a lot more people, and she feared that the food may not be enough. She then went ahead to suggest that we strike through some names and replace them with other people. I felt that it would be unfair to cross off some people and replace them as I've already contacted these people. So I offered a little bit of money to help cater for everyone, but she refused. She had the last say in everything, as it is her wedding after all, and there's nothing more that I could even say about it. I planned 2 bachelorette parties for her, as she had too many friends and I did not want to exclude any of them. The first party was 2 days ago, and the second one is supposed to be in a week's time. As I invited all her friends to the bachelorette party, she came to me and said, "Hey sis, can we talk?" Her face looked like she just saw a dog being run over by a truck. "I know that you've poured your heart into this wedding, and I appreciate it. I don't think you'll be able to come to the wedding, though. I have a few more friends to invite, and I don't think there's going to be enough food to cater all of us. I would really appreciate it if you don't show up, so I can replace you with someone else. They will feel left out if I don't include them, you know." She smiled after that disrespectful speech. My mind blew up right then and there. I could not believe my ears. My cousin was uninviting me to a wedding that I planned. Clearly, she doesn't appreciate everything I've done for her. Maybe her friends was right after all. Isabella's made me her shadow, and I was too blind to see it. I see it now, and I'm not going to stand for the disrespect. I tried to talk to Uncle about it, as I thought it was unfair, but he said that it was Isabella's day and not his. So there's nothing that he can even do about it. I was hurt by what Uncle said, and he could have at least tried, you know. I had to go ahead and just cry myself to sleep, because I thought that I was not appreciated enough. The fact that my cousin thought I was better off uninvited, and my uncle did not even do anything about it. And I thought I was going to damage me for a very long time, but I told myself that I was better off without them. Even though I'm still living under my uncle's roof, I'm only there physically, but I'm somewhere else mentally. So, I'm in my happy place. At least now I have a clear picture of what my family thinks of me. Update number 3. Hey guys, it's been 4 days since my last update, and although my cousin uninvited me, I told myself that it's okay, and I decided to go on with making sure that everything was perfect before the big day. Boy, was I mistaken. So my cousin demanded that I move the second bachelorette party from today to yesterday. My cousin said that she did not want to go down that aisle with a hangover, and so everything that I had planned, I'd move to a day before. I know that she did not think it through, as a lot of people were still traveling, and I'm sure she thought everyone was going to make it. It was not as easy to call different places to tell them that the party was moved to a day before the initial day that we planned. The catering services had bailed on us apparently and were not organized. Honestly, it's not my fault and my cousin thinks that it is. A lot of her friends were unable to make it due to the fact that they've just traveled and they wanted to rest before the party. But my cousin decided to move it, so it was close to impossible for them to make it. She actually blamed me for their absence and she said that I did not communicate to them. What was I supposed to do when I was only given 2 days communication time with all her guests that the date has been changed? I've been trying so hard to make sure that this made memorable for her, but she keeps on demanding this and demanding that. She keeps changing now and then, and we also got into an argument and she said that I'm cheap. She said that because of the wines that were present at the party, and after a few people actually bailed on us, I had to salvage it as I did not want to let my cousin down. I had to find drinks and the only quick meal I could get was pizza. Little did I know that the party was over. Well, better off canceled than with wine and pizza. Isabella's friends made fun of her. They called her cheap and she ran out of the venue crying, and there's nothing I could do because I was responsible for it. Although it's not my fault, I then asked security to get everyone out of the venue as I wanted to go and talk to Isabella and see how she was doing. And when I finally got everyone out of the venue, I went to look for her, but she pushed me away. She said that I stabbed her in the back and that I was not true and honest to her. I was hurt because I was trying to do the best that I could to make every preparation a success and a dream come true, but I was wrong, and that makes me feel like a fool. Some of her friends left earlier and some started making phone calls to warn the others about coming to the party. I felt bad for my cousin because I thought she did not deserve it. But after she pushed me away, when I was just trying to help, I knew everything was happening because she has turned into a horrible person who's unappreciative of what she gets. Update number 4. It's been a day since my previous update. I feel as though my cousin despises me after all that I did for her. After what happened at the bachelorette party yesterday, she decided she wanted to talk to me, but not in a good way. She walked into the lounge after a few drinks that she had when she said, "I thought you called yourself my best friend. I thought you loved me. I thought you cared for me, but I was wrong. You are the worst person in this world. How could you do this to me? Now all my friends are making fun of me, and I feel like they're not even going to show up to the wedding. You could have just told me that you don't want to plan my wedding instead of ruining it for me." She said that to me while trying to keep herself standing. She was blaming her failed party on me. Something that she failed to think about is she is pinning it on me and making it look like it's my fault. Our aunts and uncles had come to the house for a sleepover, as her wedding's tomorrow and they wanted to be the best part of it. Well, so everyone came to the living room as they wanted to witness what's going down. I felt as if I was in a talk show, but a more aggressive one. My cousin then took a glass of water that I was drinking from the coffee table and poured the water on my face. I swear I wanted to hit her so bad, but I could not do that. That little ungrateful brat, she thinks the world revolves around her, but she does not get it. It's not my fault that your party was a complete failure. You're the one who wanted to move the dates, and I just did the best as I could and did as you said, and now that your plans had failed, you're blaming me? After everything that I did for you the past few months, I've been planning the wedding of your dreams, and you think I want to sabotage one little party? If I wanted to ruin all of this, then I would have done that at the wedding itself. I answered her as I tried to wipe the water from my face, and she began accusing me of eating up her wedding money. She says that I've used up her wedding money for my personal use, and that's why I'm buying cheap drinks and food. She kept making her accusations like she was certain about it, not knowing that she's the reason why everything failed. I was burning with fury, and, that the house, and clearly I was starting to collapse emotionally little by little. That's when I knew that it was time for me to leave. I felt as though I was suffocating with Isabella around, and so I moved out of the house. I found myself a bachelor apartment, and I must say that there's a beautiful view by the balcony. It's in the city center, and the scenery is absolutely amazing. I promised myself that the only person I'll be working on is me, and I will not be doing people any more favors as they tend to think that they own me. My cousin is simply ungrateful. She did not care that I was giving up everything just for me to plan her lavish wedding. All she cared about is what her friends would say about the wedding. I don't care that she uninvited me. I don't care about being in her wedding pictures. I don't care about being there on her happiest day, and I don't even care at all. I know that she'll need me soon, but I won't be there for her. As always, I will be long gone. I can't stay mad at her forever, though. I then announced to the whole house that I was moving out for a little bit, and I wish someone could just stop me and beg me to stay, just for me to feel loved and appreciated, but guess what? They all looked at me blinking like a fish. Uncle even said, and I quote, I think it's best because, my daughter's not happy when you're around. You're draining away the wedding energy, and it's not good for her because she needs to look perfect. She needs to look like a princess on her special day, and I feel like you're taking that away, so yeah, I appreciate your bold decision to get out of here. I felt the world just crush me. What I had hoped to happen did not, but instead the total opposite. They wanted me gone. This life is truly unfair, but at least they've given me the strength to move out without even turning back. At least now I have a reason to be bold in my decision and to not even think about them as family anymore. Update number 5. It's been 2 weeks since my last update. Let me tell you guys a little story, right? I looked for a very nice movie on Netflix, prepared a cocktail, and sat on my couch in my PJs, as I was not invited to Isabella's wedding. I was in the middle of laughing out loud because of the comedy scene that I was playing on TV when my phone rang. I looked at it and realized that it was my cousin calling. I ignored it and just continued with the movie. A few minutes later, my phone was left with 17 voice messages. What could be the problem? I then received a long message from Isabella, asking me to hurry to the chapel. There's a misunderstanding. She says that they're not allowed inside as there's another wedding going on. Oh, that was my mistake. An honest one. But I guess it must have slipped my mind. I forgot to mention to her that the venue was double booked. Another call came in from Uncle, and I decided to ignore it as well. I decided that there was not anything I could do about it. It's not my mess to fix. Maybe that's how karma does her stuff. She waits for the right time to strike. My cousin sent another long message telling me about how selfish I am. I just laughed to myself as I remembered all I did for her and how she's calling me selfish. I could just imagine how crazy her guests were about her disorganized wedding. You can call me evil or whatever, but I know that I don't deserve the way my cousin treats me, and I cannot let it go on like that. Even her friends noticed that she's been using me for the longest time. Uncle came to my penthouse to cry to my face, and he said that everything was falling into pieces and he needed me to rescue everything. He forgot how I turned to him for help, and he chased me away without even attempting to help me. Don't forget that I raised you girls like twins. You have to be there for her just as always. She needs you now more than ever, he said to me. I'm sorry, Uncle. There's nothing that I can do right now. Isabella only cares about herself and nobody more. She'll continue doing what she does, and she'll suck my energy out like a tick, because that's what she's always been doing our whole life. She made me feel unworthy by uninviting me to her wedding, but I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. Please tell her that it was a convenient mistake as it helped karma do its due. And tell her I said good luck with finding a new venue. I replied as I closed my door on him. It's only been 2 weeks and there's videos already on social media about Isabella's wedding being one of the worst weddings ever. News travels fast in this world. Anyways, I'll keep sipping on my red wine and minding my business. My cousin comes to my house 2 days ago and demands that I give her money back. She kept accusing me, saying that I used up her money for my personal expenses instead of planning her wedding. She's then giving me an order from the court to appear in court as apparently I need to pay her back. Well, I was confused and I did not know what was happening. I asked her why she was charging me, and she explained that her bachelorette party and everything else was a scam. She says that everything was messed up and I ruined her most important day. Well, we then went to court yesterday, but the judges were all very angry because she wasted their time. They ruled in my favor and scolded her. She had no proof that I used up the money, and besides, I had kept every transaction history and it all added up. She was burning with fury and she wanted to blame someone, but unfortunately for her, there's no one to blame but herself. So guys, the question I ask you is this. Am I the a-hole for not warning my cousin that the venue was double booked? I know it was an honest mistake and the venue even told me, but it was a great one at the end. I guess that's just how karma works. So, this story was insane. First of all, I can't believe OP would be one of the people that are not going to be invited to the wedding. I mean, most of the time, somebody so involved in the wedding and so close to the person getting married, it would be obvious that they would be on the list. And a lot of the comments were bringing up the fact that, how could this be double booked anyways? Did that mean there was 2 areas for 2 different venues to take place in the same location? Or did they work on different time slots? Or did the cousin just straight up not know it was double booked? There's a lot of questions kind of left unanswered, and well, I just think today's story was wild. I would personally hate to be in that situation, knowing that you put so much work into this wedding, being so close to your cousin for this entire time, all to be basically insulted in your face and said, you know what, you're not going to come anyways. I got a couple other friends that need to take your spot. Guys, let me know what you would have done in the comment section down below. My name's Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories like this every single day, and if you guys want to be a part of these daily readings, go ahead, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for that, and once again, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, and of course remember, it's cool to be kind. See ya.